Welcome back, Admiral Nation, and welcome to the final week of the Gulfport High Admiral football regular season. Your Admirals continued their winning ways last week, traveling to D'Iberville and coming out of there with a big victory. That victory improves the Admirals to 7-2 overall in the season, 5-0 in the region, but most importantly, what that victory did for the Admirals over in D'Iberville was it solidified and clinched a Region 4 title. Our first title in a long time, right, Coach?
Yeah, 2019 was the last time they had it, and got it back on our side, man.
Well, Coach, welcome back to the set, and congratulations on the title, a Region 4A title.
Region title. That's the first one. We got hopefully got another couple to take home this season.
Yeah. So, what does that victory mean to your team? You know, it's been a long time since we've kind of beat the bullies on the block, Ocean Springs Greyhounds. So now we hold the title. Yeah. What does that mean to your team?
Man, it means a lot. You know, I think anytime we go through our goals and all that, and I've said this in the media for years, even when I was across the bridge on the other side over there, is the best way to make the run in the playoffs is from the pole position, right, and from that first seed. And so, you know, obviously when we start our goals and what we want to do, you know, winning the region is that first goal. And to be able to accomplish that for the first time in a little while, our guys put in a ton of work, our coaches, you know, they really, really do a great job. And it wasn't an easy road, man. We played, you know, the toughest opponents we had, played them all on the road, right? And so that was a good thing, and to be able to come over in that kind of environment and to be able to handle them the way we did. Obviously, we the last game to close it out, we kind of made it interesting right there at the very end. But the guys, the way we played and continuing to handle adversity and to continue to jump out on it and execute our plan was exciting for everybody. It's exciting for our players, our coaches, Admiral Nation, and everybody there. So it's a good time to get a chance to back on top, and now we can take an opportunity, enjoy senior night, and then get ready for the new season.
Yeah, and you pointed that out. There were a lot of ebbs and flows of that game. We jumped out pretty good on them.
Yep.
They came back at the end. That had to show you a lot about your character, the team's character right there.
Yeah, I thought it did. You know, it wasn't anything like our guys kind of took like, all right, the game's over with kind of thing, but the ball bounces funny ways sometimes, you know. And so, you know, we went over and over again about as far as being able to handle, you know, we knew going into the game that the quarterback was going to be able to do a great job scrambling. I mean, it was a headache, right? And we practiced it a lot, you know, and sometimes that he just hits a crease. We thought we had him hemmed up a couple of times, and he was able to get out of it. And sometimes great players make great players, you know, and so you have to kind of tip your cap to it at that point and just try to keep getting the ball, making the ball snap. So offensively, I thought we did a great job, you know, being able to jump out early. You know, we talked a week ago about kind of what you asked me, what the biggest you know, stat or whatever I'm looking for in the game, and it was field position. Yeah. And is what my answer was. And so we looked at the field position on Sunday. We won it by like 30 yards. And I think that's ended up how we ended up stretching out the lead to be able to do that. And so just excited for our players, excited for our team, the program, to kind of get that one monkey off our back. You know, when I got to Ocean Springs years ago, Gulfport had been winning the region for a long time. And then there was kind of that hiatus right there, and now to get back on the winning ways and to keep looking up with the way our program is really encouraging for right now.
Yeah, and speaking of, when you stepped into the program a few years back, looking at where we were then and where we are now, can you kind of speak to just the success and just the feeling that you guys had in that locker room at the end of the game, knowing that we had won a region title?
Well, yeah, just the sense of accomplishment, you know. I think, and it wasn't like it wasn't ready-made, if that makes sense. There was a lot of things that went into that, like from our coaching staff. You know, they pour a lot into our players, a lot into our kids. To you know, not all the things, you know, come naturally, right? And to whether it be a talent deal, whether it be a character flaw, whatever it is, we continue to push these guys to be the best possible version of themselves. And they bought into it, and they did a great job with it. And I think we've seen some of the things that the benefits from that stuff. And so a big, huge credit to our players and our staff from that standpoint. But the sense of accomplishment to that part. So now we've kind of knocked down that wall. Now this is the next big wall coming up. And so that's the one that we're you know, zero dark 30 locked in on right here to make sure we can get through.
Yeah, you mentioned the players. So in D'Iberville last Friday night. Parker Nettles, 13 for 22, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cooper showed up again, 129 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns. And I believe 1 receiving touchdown as well.
Yeah, and was an inch away from having a passing touchdown, too, early in the game. So having a pass, we've been trying for a couple of weeks now to get him a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a passing touchdown. We thought we had it, but ended up somehow the referee on that side has the eagle eyes, and he was able to be a centimeter short of the end zone. So we had to go and punch it in.
And Carter Platt had another solid night.
He did.
5 for 5 on PATs.
Yep.
And made a field goal, I believe.
Yeah,
6-yard field goal.
He had a field goal, had a key field goal right there, obviously early in the ball game, and obviously 5 for 5 on PATs. Had a touchback or two. Was a big emphasis for us. Winning the field position on kickoffs. So he's just a guy that continues to keep getting better and better as we're going.
Yep. So now we move on, right? We beat D'Iberville in D'Iberville, claim our region championship.
Yep.
Now it's kind of a big deal, right? Our last game against our rival, Harrison Central, right there at Milner Stadium, which is probably the last regular season game to ever be hosted at Milner Stadium. What does that mean to you?
It's a big deal, man. Since I've become part of the community the last couple of years, and I always knew that Milner Stadium was a historic place, a big deal, all that stuff. When you get here, you just don't realize how important it is to the people that are of this community and of the city. And so now that all this has come up with the new stadium coming in next season, you start to hear all the stories, right? And you see what it means to people and some of the experiences that have happened there. And it's been a lot of football, a lot of really good football too, that has been played there. And so a lot of memorable moments. So it's really cool to kind of hear those things. And I've been able to share some of that stuff with our players this week, and to for them to kind of take that in and understand, the history that's there, what they are making it. Could be some history there's itself with what they're experiencing now too. So it's been really cool to kind of have that moment.
Well, what's your message kind of not only to your players but to the community, even to the alumni, in terms of how you want them to feel? How do you want the fans to feel when they walk into Milner for possibly what could be the last time on a regular season night? Yeah,
and I thought that just announcing the pride. You understand the pride that we have in our community and our city and in that stadium and this program. And I'm really hoping that the people of Gulfport are noticing the way that our guys represent the G. And that they play hard. They're going to play with character. These kids are great kids, and it really means something to them to represent Gulfport, the Gulfport Admiral football program, the right way. And I think they wear that each and every Friday night and want our city to be proud of them. And so just with this being something that's special, to be able to move however long we continue to play, and hopefully it's all the way to the very end, that our guys are going to be able to be, the people that come to the stadium and watch that game, and that last game, is going to be able to be proud to say that this is the last team that played in this stadium.
Yeah, and you kind of spoke to the alumni there. You've stated how important it is for you, not only for you to embrace the community, but you to embrace former alumni, to enhance the tradition, to keep the torch kind of moving, so to speak. So that leads us to tonight, right? Yeah. What a great show we kind of have here to highlight some of the former football alumni.
Yeah, I thought it was important for us for this being kind of the last regular season game, because once we kind of get done with this, it's laser locked on playoffs, man. Yep. And so I wanted to bring in. We have such a proud tradition here at Gulfport with a lot of great players that have played it and worn the G and worn the blue and orange, that I wanted to bring those guys on to share some old stories, share some war stories about some of the great games at Milner and some of their experiences as Admirals too. So we had a lot to choose from, trying to get everybody in. So it was really cool, and we hope it's a great show. I'm excited to kind of be a spectator and get the chance to watch it.
Yeah, man, we have some great former alumni, former football legends that we'll feature tonight. We're going to jump to our first break, Admiral Nation. When we come back, we will jump right into featuring those alumni, and what a great way to start it off. I can't think of one family that means more to Admiral football than the Floyd family.
I know.
And we will feature two of those Floyds when we come back after this break. Y'all stay with us, Admiral Nation. We'll be right back. We would like to take this time to remind you that Gulfport football's Big Men in the Trenches are sponsored by Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport. Speaking of trenches,
Don't let the trench mouth or any array of gum diseases affect your quality of life. When it comes to strong teams, you know the foundation matters. And when it comes to your smile, Gulfside Periodontics is the MVP. From advanced dental implants and laser gum therapy to expert periodontal care, their team is trusted by families across the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Located at 423 Security Square, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport uses cutting-edge tech to treat gum disease, restore your smile, and keep your oral health in championship form. No pain, no pressure, just precision care. Contact Dr. Thomas Carter and his staff at Gulfside Periodontics today. Visit them at gulfsideperio.com or give them a call at 228-205-4843. Thank you, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
You can keep up with all things related to Gulfport Admiral Athletics by following the Gulfport Athletic Department on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find each individual team pages on major social media platforms for game day posts, schedule announcements, scores, and more.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, and we just want to thank our signature sponsors real quick before we get into the alumni feature. Our folks here at Woody's, they really roll out the red carpet for all the Admiral alumni, all the Admiral teams. We just want to thank them for their support for our program. We really appreciate it. If you're in the neighborhood, please stop by. We got plenty of room in here. Y'all come enjoy the show. Okay, here we go. So we're featuring our first alumni legends, the Floyds. Okay, so just let me tell you something personal on my part. Richard Floyd here to my left, to my immediate left, was the quarterback that I kind of idolized as a young junior high kid. You were, what was your senior year's class, 91?
I was,
90?
We played in 90. I graduated in 91.
91. So that was fun to watch. But Rashad, so getting to Rashad Floyd, he's one of the legendary football players in the history of Gulfport, right? Went on to play SEC football at Missouri.
Yes, sir.
When you think back on Milner Stadium, just the overall Gulfport tradition, what memories stand out to you the most?
Just going in there, just putting on the jersey and just represent my family and the G. That's the biggest thing that sticks out. And for a game, I would say like the Wayne County game. That was the biggest memory I have. Wayne County came down here in 2014, my junior year, and we just got a hard-fought win at the end. I scored a winning touchdown from about 40 yards with like 9 seconds left, and that was like the biggest test we had that season because everybody says Gulfport can't compete with the North. So Wayne County came down there, and we battled the whole game, and we had the chance to win at the end. I was just happy to score the game-winning touchdown for my team. So,
and that's back when Wayne County was running in the state of Mississippi.
Yes, definitely. They were the talk of the town. They had Benito Jones. He plays for the Dolphins now. Right. And they had Ronald Ollie. He was a star of Last Chance U, and he had got a shot at the NFL and played a little bit of CFL. So that was a big test for us.
Yeah. 2014, right? 9 seconds left. You score a touchdown to win the game to beat Wayne County at Milner Stadium.
Yes, sir.
What end zone, north or south?
South end zone.
South end zone. Good stuff right there.
Oh, yes, sir. Remember it like it was yesterday.
Okay, so now we're going to pivot to your old man right here to your right. Big Richard, which we always called Vaughn, right? Vaughn
yes,
Floyd, legendary Vaughn. You watched your son wear the same blue and the same G on the side of his helmet, the same uniform. How special is that to you?
Oh, man. That's real special because I played for Gulfport also, as y'all know. But from the neighborhood, I just wanted the guy to see my sons. I had another son that played. He's not here right now. But I got a chance to see both of those guys play, and that was about one of the best highlights of my life. Right there.
Yeah. That had to have been special.
Yes, sir.
And, it's not only just Rashad and you, old man, Dad,
yes,
right?
Sir.
There's an uncle in the mix too, right?
That's right.
So there's a backstory, a personal story of mine as well. I don't mean to make this all about my stories, but growing up, I grew up right by I lived with my grandmother right on next to the high school stadium. My mom would take me into the old A&P right there in the Hardy Court Shopping Center where Ricky Floyd, right, which is your uncle?
Yes, sir, my great uncle.
Right. Coach Ricky Floyd's mom worked at the old A&P, and she
right.
would give me black and white photos every week of him in his Southern Miss heydays. So the Floyd family goes very, very deep in Gulfport. But Rashad, you grew up around your whole life around Admiral football, obviously. What did playing in the same stadium, not only as your dad but your uncle, like we just talked about, what is that? Can you tell the Admiral Nation just what that meant to you from your younger years?
It just meant everything because you see the tradition, you hear about the tradition, but when you become a part of it, you have to represent the tradition. That's even more pressure on you. So I used to always hear about my uncles, my cousins, and my dad. So everybody say, if you're anything like your dad, you would be great. So that was my biggest expectation of living up to what he did and exceeding what he did. So that was my biggest goal heading into high school, and I just wanted to do everything they did and just be better than they were in their time.
Yeah, well, and look, let me tell you, you had big shoes to fill, and fill them you did.
Yes,
Hats off to you.
Yes, indeed.
Appreciate you.
So, Richard, what made Milner such a special place for family, not just players but generations of Gulfport people?
Well, just like you said, I got a generation of athletes in my family that played with Gulfport, from my dad, uncles on down. And we just bleed orange and blue all the way.
Yeah. So I've kind of been asking each of y'all separate questions. I'm going to send this one out to both of y'all. Okay. Father and son duo, not only father-son, but obviously I kind of pointed out the whole family. What are y'all's expectations? What are y'all wanting to see from not only this team but future teams that Coach Pennick puts on the field?
I'll go first. I just want to just see the tradition be represented the right way, and I feel like we're doing that this year. We have a very disciplined team, and I think that's one of the things Coach Pennick brought when he came is a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work and good work ethic. And in the future, I just want to see the same be represented. We have a lot of kids growing up, and the program is growing and growing. So in the future, I just want to see the same thing be represented, the tradition be represented. We got a lot of kids that's have a bright future, and I just want to see them bud and grow each and every day. And it's a great thing just to come back and be a part of it. It's a really surreal moment. It's a full circle moment just to be a part of it every day and just see those kids grow.
That's good. Great stuff. What about you, Richard?
Well, I would like to see the guys carry the torch and want to be the first team that win the championship in the new stadium. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, and look, the new stadium, right? That could we're coming up on possibly the last games we'll watch at Milner Stadium.
Yeah.
Man, that's that strikes deep.
Hopefully we can get South State at.
Yeah, that's right. We know we definitely have at least 2 more games there, right? We have this week against Harrison Central, and then the following first playoff game. Well, look, guys, I just wanted to thank y'all for coming on. It really means a lot, not only to me to sit here and kick it with y'all and really just reminisce on old times, but how much the Floyd family means to Gulfport High football. And we want to know how much we want you guys to realize that. Thank y'all so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, Admiral Nation, we're going to shoot to the next break, but please stay tuned. We have several more segments loaded with alumni, future Admiral legends. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Tonight's Coach's Corner is being brought to you in part by Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery Center, located at 1301 25th Avenue, Suite 3, right here in Gulfport. Whether you need dental implants, bone grafting, wisdom teeth removal, cosmetic work, or several other procedures, Dr. Jason Rossetti and his staff have you covered. Their cutting-edge technology and personalized recovery plans help you heal right the first time so you can get back to smiling with confidence. Contact them at 228-867-0121. Their office hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Fridays from 8 to 12:30 p.m. Thank you, Dr. Jason Rossetti and your staff, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football. Hey, Admiral Nation. Your football team and coaching staff wants to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of the support and encouragement shown so far this year. The team's hard work is certainly paying off. The Admirals are sitting in first place in Region 4 and looking forward to the remaining opponents on the schedule. Admiral Nation, let's continue to show out for the Admiral football team. Let's make sure to have a lot of fun and make lots of noise at the remaining games. Don't forget the Admirals have only 2 home games remaining before the playoffs begin. And those 2 games involve big-time rivals in Biloxi and Harrison Central. We will host the Indians on October 24th and the Red Rebels on November 6th right here at Milner Stadium to close out the regular season. Admiral Nation, we need your continued support to finish the season strong and begin our playoff run. So, on behalf of the Admiral football team and coaching staff, thank you, Admiral Nation, and anchor down.
Welcome back, Admiral Nation. Just a reminder, your 7-2 Admirals, 5-0 in the region. Region champs will play tomorrow night, Thursday night, in Milner Stadium. We'll play our rivals, Harrison Central. Big game. Please get out there and support us. We need it. Last regular season game in Milner Stadium. It's a good excuse to get out there. Okay, this is the second segment of our legendary Legends alumni segment.
Loosely used.
Yeah. I've got Shabazz McClellan and Darren Rayburn joining me here. 2 different time periods, but both just made such an impact on their respective time periods. Shabazz, we'll start with you. You played in the 2000s. Remember you very fondly, kept up with you. What was it like leading your team in front of those Milner crowds? What was the whole experience to you?
Man, it was a surreal moment. Just seeing legends like we just had Von Floyd. I wore number 12 in Central Middle School because of Von Floyd. I mean, everybody was aware, but just playing in front of those crowds, it was always an exciting moment. Man, as a kid, I was a ball boy for Gulfport for Coach Quavers and the staff. So it was always something to dream. So it was always a big deal to me. So I love Milner Stadium.
That's right. Biggest game you played in Milner Stadium?
Played in Milner was probably, we played Hattiesburg in a playoff game, and we end up beating them. Actually played Hattiesburg twice. So it was Hattiesburg 2 times.
Yeah.
So I played Hattiesburg twice. That was my biggest game that I ever had at Milner.
And Shabazz was a starting quarterback for the Admirals.
Yes, sir.
What years did you start here?
2002 and 2003.
2002 and
yes,
3.
Sir.
So you started your junior and senior year?
Awesome.
Yes,
sir.
Okay, how'd we do? How we do in postseason?
We lost a heartbreaker in the postseason to go to South State to Wayne County my junior year.
Okay.
Wayne County. 21-17. I'll never forget that. 21-17. We couldn't score. We got in the red zone 3 times. We just couldn't put it in there. But in my senior year, we lost to Oak Grove. Okay. Oak Grove. This is when Oak Grove dynasties kind of started. My senior year, they started making turning the leaf around that time.
What round was that?
That was 03. That year was 03.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wow. All right. So Darren Rayburn played in the 80s. What was your fondest memory of Milner Stadium?
I think about it a lot now, especially having, kind of called and gotten the opportunity to go back to Milner Stadium as an adult, which a lot of people don't really get to experience so much. For me, it was the smell. And it might sound weird. It's something about the grass, feeling of the grass. And maybe it was because our practice field was so awful. Right, it was so hard and gravel rocks and things like that. But when you got to Milner Stadium,
y'all didn't have the turf on your practice field.
That was not in existence. Yeah, but there's something about the smell of that, the grass being perfectly cut, and just the feel of that made it electric there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. But when you say smell, for me it was the smell. So at halftime we would go and get dressed in the big locker room across the field, right? Mm-hmm. And we'd always walk and start stretching on the outfield of that softball field over there. And there was this smell that you just never forget. It was the grass, the mist. You're over there in the dark. You can see the lights of Milner Stadium. I miss that tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just described a little bit of energy that I felt. Darren, I'm going to ask you this first. Why don't you touch on maybe a game that you felt the biggest energy, a moment, anything of that nature?
Yeah, I think one of our team back in 84-85 really started the season as being completely unranked at the bottom. By the second game, we beat Meridian at Meridian
Wow.
and catapulted to being number one and kind of held that reign all the way through until the last. We lost to Picayune at Picayune, went 8-2 that year, but there was a great quarterback out of Moss Point, Chris Osgood,
Yes.
at the time, and Chris was coming into Milner Stadium, and it was already the place to be. I mean, everybody was at Milner Stadium. It didn't matter if you went to school at Gulfport or St. John or wherever, everybody was at Milner Stadium. And so I think when Chris Osgood came in and we ended up knocking them out and taking that, that was a big catapult to us there, and I'll always remember that.
Yeah, Darren says everybody was at that game. I can attest to that. I was in the third grade, and my dad, who's sitting right over there, brought me to Milner to see Chris Osgood, who I believe was an Ole Miss commit.
He ended up going, I believe, to Texas A&M, but he had
Texas
a bunch.
A&M
he had
commit.
a lot of that, and it was a tough battle, but we were ready. We had a good team.
Yeah, what a good memory.
Yeah,
and that was a Billy Miller coach team.
For me
at Moss Point.
At Moss Point, yes.
Yeah, Billy Miller,
Yeah.
stud,
No
legend,
doubt.
right?
No doubt.
All right, Boz. So speaking of coaches, who was your coach at Gulfport High when you were here?
Coach Cuevas. I got to coach with him 2 years. My 9th grade, I got moved up. In 10th grade, Cuevas was there as well. And Joey D'Angelo. Joey D'Angelo got me my junior and senior year.
Yeah.
So about the spread offense.
Talk about that experience. How was Coach D?
It was a surreal moment because we was wing T. We were known to run the ball, and Coach D'Angelo brought that spread offense.
Yep.
And my eyes lit up because I always dreamed of throwing the ball all over the field at Milner. My friend just sent me something, an article. He played at Ocean Springs, and he was teasing me because they beat us on a Halloween night. And I threw over 300 yards, so that was my career high at Milner. I threw over 300 yards. So, man, there's just so many things that you could just one thing I used to love is just when halftime would come, the players would run over to the blue locker room.
Yeah.
It was painted blue back then. And I just used to be like, I can't wait to do
Central
that.
Junior High locker room, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then just seeing that, man, the smell, like you said, it was a smell. Milner Stadium grass had a smell.
Brings back
like
memories,
you just
man.
can't explain, man.
I bring up Coach D's name because you being a quarterback and you coming from such a legend of Ronnie Cuevas, right, where we threw the ball maybe 15 times a season.
It was the option.
Where,
That's what we were running.
Under Coach D, you'd throw the ball 15 times in the first half.
Yeah.
So that had to have been a good experience.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Boz could chuck it. He could throw it.
Yeah, because at the time, Mickey D'Angelo was the starting quarterback at Southern Miss, and he would come in the summer and work with us, so I got to get tips from a college quarterback, so it definitely helped my game. Man, it's just great moments.
Yeah,
great moments.
That had to have been a cool experience, too. Mickey
Yeah.
was an outstanding quarterback at Southern Miss. So speaking on this theme, right, here's another guy that could chuck it. He could throw the ball. Who was your high school coach during your tenure here?
Tom Freeman.
Tommy Freeman.
Yeah, and Cuevas was an assistant there.
That's
and
right.
Flower and Hardy, Leroy Hardy.
So
as part of that too.
Coach Tommy Freeman grew up on Farrell Circle, was my neighbor as a kid. So I love me some Coach Freeman.
No doubt. Good man in general.
Yeah.
Coach and man.
Yeah.
Even better man today. So he's doing well, alive. We see him often at church and things. So he's still loves to talk football and still comes to all the Gulfport High games and sits up in the top of the bleachers.
I see him.
At his spot so that he can manage the whole field. And it would not be uncommon for him to stop off at some other game if it was still going on to catch it on the way home. He's just that kind of a guy.
Yeah, and those are some of my fondest memories as a child, watching Coach Freeman's teams right there at Milner Stadium. Yeah. Always wearing we know our helmet hadn't changed, but always wearing that blue jersey with the orange pants, man, at home.
No doubt.
Always. That was tough. That was tough. All right, so I'm going to let each one, y'all just shoot. Give me some chill moments, some good reminiscing moments for Admiral Nation of Milner Stadium.
I had to throw up before every game.
I
would get so amped up that it would make me so nervous and excited I would get sick. So I know the best place to get sick at Milner Stadium without getting seen by people. And then the first thing I had to do was have to hit somebody or get hit.
Hit somebody.
Immediately, and then everything was good.
As
that's my thing.
How do you go hit somebody as a quarterback?
I just would.
Throw a quick pick?
I would pitch the ball and go to the other side and hit somebody who wasn't looking.
Okay.
Or something. Had to do something, right?
I like the physicality. Okay, last question for you guys. I'm going to start with you first, Aaron.
All right.
Biggest play that you ever made in Milner Stadium. And you got to look, I'm putting you on the spot. You've got permission to toot your own horn.
Well, it's probably the play I didn't make, the one that I remember the most.
Okay.
Actually, we had our 40th class reunion recently, and the receiver that I should have thrown it to, we had the conversation about it. So today we remember that. Against Biloxi, we were 8-2. We ended up losing against Biloxi on the 2-yard line with me throwing an interception in the south end zone. And I should have thrown the ball to Ronnie Norwood on the left corner on the backside.
A true
Lesson learned. Never get over it.
And I'm glad you bring that up because we can all agree to this, right? It's stuff like that you remember the rest of your life.
The rest of your life. Never went away.
I tell my wife that all the time.
Away.
My dad always would talk about his old memories of plays, of the smells, of the stuff he should have done.
Right.
It haunts you forever. Baz, what was the biggest play you made? Milner Stadium.
Biggest play, I got the opportunity to throw a touchdown to my brother. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
He was a receiver.
To your brother.
But the worst play that just plays in my mind, we was playing Moss when we was going to score. It was for first play for the district. I threw an interception and the guy went 99 yards for a touchdown and pretty much iced the game. So that's probably one of those.
Those are the ones you remember.
But I gotta play in every level. So it's just like that player sticks out more than the play that I threw to my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on. This really means a lot. Two super, super, super important people to Gulfport legacy. We're just kind of reminiscing about the big house, right? We're going to miss Milner Stadium and its last few games that we'll be able to watch. Guys, y'all stay with us. We're going to continue on this alumni legendary show. We will be back for the next segment with, let's see, who is next? Leroy Johnson and LaSavon Mangum. Y'all stay close. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Are you ready to relax, recover, and feel rejuvenated? Well, we'd like to remind you to take a time out with Revive and Thrive, located at 1073 Acadian Drive, right here in Gulfport. Come enjoy their saunas, cold plunges, contrast therapy, and rejuvenating salt room, or even shut out the world in their sensory deprivation float suite. With state-of-the-art equipment and over a decade of combined experience in the field, these Gulfport High alums are ready to tailor their services to empower you to thrive. So, whether you're getting ready for your next big event or just wanting to feel rejuvenated in your daily life, contact Revive and Thrive to book an appointment or ask about membership options today. Thank you, Revive and Thrive, for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.
In this changing world, you need to set a course for your future, preparing to navigate life. Ranked one of the top districts in Mississippi, Gulfport School District provides a superior educational experience, anchored in academic excellence, athletics, and cultural activities. Great things are happening here for everyone. Where it all comes together, you can find your place and build your legacy. So come aboard. Your future success will flourish at Gulfport School District.
There's great things happening every day at Gulfport High School, and you can see them on our school's Facebook page, Gulfport High School Academic Institutes at Gulfport, where you'll find student accomplishments, club activities, and our weekly newsletter, The Admiral Anchor. Keep up with what's going on in clubs, organizations, academic classes, and the AIG. You can find the newsletter on the Gulfport High School webpage. Just go to our school tab and click on Admiral Anchor. It's another way to keep up with all the things happening at Gulfport High.
Welcome back, Admiral Nation, and we'll continue moving on with all these Gulfport High alumni legends. We are joined now by Leroy Johnson and LaSavon Mangum.
Yes, sir.
Leroy, what years were you here with the Admirals?
98. That's when I finished.
1998 was Leroy's last year. LaSavon?
My last year was 2018.
LaSavon's was 2018. Leroy, we're going to start with you because you got a soft spot in my heart, right? So of all the people we're featuring tonight, I think Leroy probably played the biggest game of any Admiral. He played in the South State title game, in which I was at, right? That was against Provine up there. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was there, man.
Yeah.
So, Leroy, What stands out to you the most? What's your biggest Milner memory?
I think the game against Wayne County, I went for close to 300 and like 4 or 5 touchdowns. And we was just clicking on all cylinders then. I think that's one of the most memorable, and it was in Milner Stadium at that, so that was one of the most memorable moments for me.
That was a good one. I'm sure we had a pretty good crowd back then, too.
Oh, man, great
And
crowd.
Wayne County always traveled.
Oh, man, they was big.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about that earlier on the segment. Wayne County, back in that time, they were really like a South Panola of the state for a while. They had an unbelievable tradition of winning championship and playing great football. LeSavon, you carry the same tradition almost 20 years later after Leroy. What did it mean to you to play linebacker right there and wear that G on the side of your helmet?
Oh, man, it meant a lot, actually, with the tradition that came before us, and to carry that tradition on of playing linebacker at Milner, it meant a lot.
Yeah, it does, man. I still recall – I can recall vivid moments, not only on the field but in the locker room, on the bench, riding the yellow dog back to campus after the game. Those were the fun times, man. Sure. So for both of you, Milner had a way of bringing out the physical side of Gulfport football. What made it such a special place to play defense? Leroy?
Like you say, just to have the opportunity to make those big plays and those clutch moments. Coach Cuevas would let me play corner whenever we had some of the big-time receivers. So I get in there and mix it up real good and be able to do that. And just hear the crowd erupt and that band play that song, it's nothing like it. Yeah. Nothing like it.
For me, I see the crowd. Like, there's nothing better than making a big play. You look at the stand, you see all them standing up and cheering. Just rooting you on when you got that G on the side of your helmet, it's no better than that.
It is. It's a very cool feeling. Leroy, I'm going to go back to you because you and I both share one common thing, right, to where we have a great brotherhood, if you will. We have the same head coach in high school.
Yes, sir.
Right? So
yes,
Ronnie Cuevas, to me, holds a special place in my heart.
Most definitely.
And really, this staff that we have here now reminds me so much of Coach Cuevas and his staff in terms of the discipline, the hustle, and just the overall techniques. They don't turn the ball over and they tackle well, right? Can you kind of touch on a little bit of that? Do you agree with me?
Oh, I definitely agree with you. From watching from afar, it's definitely ran like a program. Yeah. And that's a difference from a lot of people I see. I have a lot of kids that come out of my youth organization that's playing different places, and I go watch them and check them out all the time. And just seeing what Gulfport has here is special as far as the organization. Is like you say, the coaches we had back then, like Coach McNeil and all those guys, they were very, very
Howard
special
McNeil,
guys.
Dennis Walton.
Oh, yeah, Coach Walton. Oh, man. Yeah.
And, it also, getting back to how it kind of reminds me of this staff, they really got the community involved, stuff like this. The engagement is at a different level now. Yeah. This staff is really reminding me of our old
really
staff. So, LeSavon, how did that environment, that Milner Stadium environment, when you were here in 2018, how did the crowd, the energy, the pride shape the way you approached your weekly game?
Man, you knew you had to go out there and put it on for the city. That's really what it was. And I play under Eddie Pierce, and he lets us know that week to week that you playing for that Gulfport across your chest, and you putting on for the city. So give him something to look for.
Yeah. And Coach Eddie Pierce, look, I didn't mention him. I didn't play for him. Like I said, I played with Leroy. Eddie Pierce was a fantastic football coach here. I knew Eddie. Really carried on the tradition unbelievably well. But what I remember about Coach Pierce is I think he kind of upped the physicality of Gulfport football, which is saying a lot. We were very physical forever with Gulfport High football, but I was a big fan of Coach Pierce. So if you could say one thing, and we'll start with you, Leroy, if you could say one thing to this year's team, what would that one thing be?
Like you said, Coach, defensively, they just get after you. And then offense, once they get going, man, they just know how to get it in the end zone. I think they got a very, very great opportunity just watching them play. When they hitting on all cylinders, they go.
And I asked Leroy that because you're a coach on the staff. You get to talk to the defense every day.
Yes, sir.
But just for giggles, what would you say to the team?
Leave it all on the field.
Yeah.
This your last time. For the seniors that said it, you don't get this chance again.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, you'll wake up one day and realize that it's really over with. So
and it happens fast.
It happens fast.
It happens. It comes and goes. But I'll tell you what, there's nobody that enjoys watching Coach Green and his defense more than me, man. I love how they get after the guy with the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. Y'all meant so much to the tradition of Gulfport High football, and this means so much having y'all come on and kind of let the Admiral Nation know a little bit more about you guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all mean a lot to that G.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Guys, y'all stay with us. We'll be back for our final segment for two of my former teammates. Segment will mean a lot to me. Y'all stay close with us, Admiral Nation. We'll be right back.
Tonight's Coach's Corner is also being brought to you in part by Savvy Sliders, located on Highway 49 in Gulfport. Come experience hand-breaded, hand-grabbed, and handcrafted greatness to fuel you up for the big game. Satisfy your savvy taste with their wide range of sliders and other great treats. And these aren't your average sliders. They're more than a bite. They're bold, juicy, and built to actually fill you up. So, if you want to be the star of the pregame party, bring Savvy Sliders to the tailgate. Savvy Sliders. Eat savvy and be savvy. Hey, Admiral Nation. Your football team and coaching staff wants to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of the support and encouragement shown so far this year. The team's hard work is certainly paying off. The Admirals are sitting in first place in Region 4 and looking forward to the remaining opponents on the schedule. Admiral Nation, let's continue to show out for the Admiral football team. Let's make sure to have a lot of fun and make lots of noise at the remaining games. Don't forget the Admirals have only 2 home games remaining before the playoffs begin. And those 2 games involve big-time rivals in Biloxi and Harrison Central. We will host the Indians on October 24th and the Red Rebels on November 6th right here at Milner Stadium to close out the regular season. Admiral Nation, we need your continued support to finish the season strong and begin our playoff run. So, on behalf of the Admiral football team and coaching staff, thank you, Admiral Nation, and anchor down.
You can keep up with all things related to Gulfport Admiral Athletics by following the Gulfport Athletic Department on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find each individual team pages on major social media platforms for game day posts, schedule announcements, scores, and more.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, and we just want to thank our signature sponsor, Woody's, one last time. Doug and his staff, they just do tremendous things for the Gulfport High program. We want to make sure we thank them. If you're in the neighborhood, please stop by. We got plenty of room in here. Got a great atmosphere, plenty of games on the TVs. Okay, so now we pivot to the last segment of our alumni highlight, if you will. And this is a very special segment to me because these are 2 former teammates of mine. I want to welcome Joel Smith and Jonathan King to the set. Jonathan, why don't you tell Admiral Nation real quick what years you were here playing for the Gulfport High Admirals?
Graduated in 93, so played football from 90 to 92.
90 to 92. Joel?
Graduated in 1992, so played from 1989 to 91.
Awesome. So I'm going to give y'all just some layup questions, right? So what's your highlight, JK, of just your fondest Milner moment, if you will?
Personally, team-wise, what are we talking about here?
Personally. Let's go personally.
I think you mentioned it a couple weeks ago. You know, I used to get hyped for that Biloxi game,
That's right.
and just for some reason that night I was just knocking heads, and I don't know. That was a highlight for me.
Yeah, well, and that was one of my career highlights, too. What JK's talking about, it was his senior year, my junior year. We played a very good Biloxi team. Right, it doesn't matter what Biloxi record was. When we played them, it was a very, very physical game, very tight game, which it was that night. They had a running back that was huge. I mean, every bit of 6 foot, 6'1", 220. Would you?
I remember him.
Name was Zeke, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, just probably one of the better running backs in the state. But J.K. made a hit that was just. It was one of the highlights of of my career, like I said, and I wasn't involved in it. It was a fun to watch hit.
I'll tell you what kind of spurred that hit. I was on the Biloxi sideline, and one of their big linemen, clean shot, he just came and ear-holed me. I mean, waylaid me, and their sideline went nuts. And I kind of shook it off, and I was like, all right, let's go play ball, boys.
Yeah. Which an ear hole was very common in that rivalry back then, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Joel, how about you?
One of my most fondest memories was one of the last games that I played at Milner. We played Hattiesburg in the second round of playoffs. As you both remember, a really good Hattiesburg team. They had several Division I prospects on that team. They had beat us really bad about 3 weeks before at Milner, so it was a little payback for us. Second round of the playoffs, and threw a couple of touchdowns. Fortunately for me, their defensive tackle dropped an interception for a touchdown.
I think that was Marlon Pope.
It was. And so we were able to get the win that night to propel us to the South State Championship game.
Yeah. I was
too, huh?
Yeah.
We were there that night, me and John.
Y'all were there?
Yeah.
We were right there.
We were there.
All right, so we've got your both of y'all's individual moments, right? I'm going to start with you, Jonathan. What did it mean, man, back then to you to be an Admiral? What did it mean to you to get on the bus after eating pregame meal at Ryan's Steakhouse on the beach, eating that potato and that dry hamburger? What did it mean getting in there and lacing it up?
Man, back then it meant everything. Man, you're with your brothers, your boys out there. You're repping your high school. You're repping your city, your parents, your uncles. I mean, it just meant everything, man. You got in Milner, and place could be electric at night, and you just, as a young kid say, you try to put on for your city. Well, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. I couldn't agree anymore. Joel, what did it mean to you, man? What did the tradition mean to you?
I think, Jonathan, one of the most important words he said is something that Coach Pinnock has harped on a lot with the team the last couple of years, which is, Jonathan said it was out there with your brothers. And Blake talks a lot about brotherhood, and it's something that's hard to describe to people. But there is a brotherhood there with the guys that you played with in high school that lasts the rest of your life. I mean, you can go, whether you see a teammate every day or whether you don't see them for 2 years, there's a brotherhood there that's hard to describe for people who didn't go to war with other people like that on a daily basis and put their bodies on the line for you. Just to know that you'll be there for each other for the rest of your life.
Very well said. Couldn't agree with that anymore either. All right, so I'm going to throw a curveball at y'all now. Right? We're going to kind of go off script.
All right, let's do it.
And I'm going to throw something out to you guys, and I want to first see your reaction.
Now, you know I couldn't hit a curveball in high school, first off.
And then I just want to hear what y'all have to say about it. But I'm going to say Camp Cuevas.
Jonathan just talked about Camp Cuevas.
There weren't many that went, right?
Not many came back.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. JK, Camp Cuevas. Tell Admiral Nation.
You talk about bonding and brotherhood.
Tell them what it was.
Where was it? Where did
I think it was in Poplarville.
Yeah, it was outside of Poplarville.
Okay, so just a backdrop, Admiral Nation. My sophomore year, JK's junior year, Joel's senior year, we load buses and we go to Poplarville?
Outside of Poplarville, yeah.
Poplarville, in the middle of nowhere for what seemed like 6 months.
Yeah, in the woods.
What was it? How long was it?
It was a week.
It was a long time
of brutality
in August.
Yes. Yeah, it was medieval stuff. It was good stuff. So that's the backdrop. JK, go.
3 a days eating.
3 days. Practice.
Well, it wasn't Fruit Loops. It was Fruit World or something, some knockoff brand. I mean, it was brutal. But man, we got after it, and we got back. I mean,
well, before
honestly,
that, we didn't practice. We practiced 3 times a day for the entire week, and we didn't practice on a football field. We practiced in a pasture. I mean,
I remember this.
Yeah, it was.
I remember all kinds of animals.
Yeah, I mean,
there were goats.
Yeah,
there were horses.
Yeah,
you surely remember.
I remember that. I remember the swimming pool we could go jump in to cool off in between practice.
Yeah. So I bring up Camp Cuevas not so much just to tell crazy stories, but the theme of this has been brotherhood and bonding, right? That was a very important life lesson for me that year because we go up there, right? We went through, what?
Yeah.
We couldn't help but bond.
Yep.
We come back from there, and I think you all remember how we started the season.
That was awful.
0-5?
0-5.
We start the season, and I think we came back from there ranked number 1 in the state.
Correct.
Before we played one play.
Yep, preseason number 1.
Complete a loaded football team. We come back from Camp Cuevas. We were there for, I thought 6 months. Y'all said how many? 2 weeks?
It was an entire week. Spent the night every night. Yep.
Yeah.
Slept in cabins.
We come back from there. I think we had a week to prepare for Stanislaus, our first game.
Yep.
We lose that one, obviously, and then 4 more after.
Yeah.
We start the season off 0-5.
Yeah.
We were ranked Super 25 number 1 coming into the season.
Yep.
We finished the season in the South State Championship.
That's right.
Right? Yep. I think we went on a major run. I think it started over in Pensacola.
That's exactly right. You got on a real got everybody back healthy, got on a heater after those first 5 games, and really just turned the season around. It was night and day from the team that started the year to the team that ended.
Yeah, we went on the road in the playoffs and beat Brookhaven, who was like 10-1 or 10-2, and had no business beating them.
Beat them there.
Yeah,
we
beat
traveled
them there.
Right.
Then Hattiesburg came to town, and we dealt with Hattiesburg, right?
Right.
And then we ran into Moss Point and South State and had them till, Will got hurt, a couple people got hurt. I mean, we had Moss Point on the ropes. They ended up winning the state title, but I don't know, that team just gelled, and it was just a brotherhood, and we were going to fight for each other.
That's right.
Okay, I got to add to that. Yeah. So we played Moss Point and South State. We're up 14-7 at halftime.
Yep.
We lose the game late in
That's
the
right.
game. We had a punter that didn't catch the ball, couldn't jump high enough. Punt sailed over my head.
When the snap goes 5 feet over your head, it's kind of hard for you to jump.
So
I'll defend you on that.
We lose a very tight one in Milner to Moss Point, and I believe Moss Point goes to Jackson the next week and just thumps Tupelo, right?
Won by 3 or 4 touchdowns the next week.
I think I was at your house when we were listening to the game.
That's right, next week.
Yep.
So just a prime example of the brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
That's how I started my sophomore year. That's how you ended your career. That's how you kind of spent the middle of your career. And then you and I come back, right, my junior, your senior year, and it was just the opposite. I think we started 8-0 or 9-0, maybe 8-0.
Blazing hot.
And ran into Moss Point again. Lost that one, another close one.
I think we lost 3 games that year by a total of 7 points. I mean, everything was just, I don't know. It was so close, and we were right there, and Brad got hurt, and it just.
I remember. So we were 8-0 playing Moss Point, lost that one 15-14. So we lose our first game. We go to Hattiesburg the next week with Richard Lucas and Marlon Pope, maybe.
Pope. Yep.
Loaded team. They beat us 22-21 by 1 point.
Yeah, and there were some officiating calls that were questionable.
That was in Hattiesburg.
Yeah.
So good times. So really bringing it all together, right? It's a brotherhood thing, but this is a unique segment to me because it's the first time all night that I've got to share it with my teammates.
Yeah.
Right. And I just want y'all to know how much I think of y'all as teammates. Y'all mean a lot. Y'all were very unselfish. Y'all really helped me out, right? You were a grade older. You were 2 grades older. You really helped develop me, and just we're great teammates.
Yeah, feelings mutual, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Thank you.
Yep,
that's a lot. All right, so now we're going to get back to the track of the whole Milner theme. So those big games that we've talked about. I'll start with you, JK. Those big games we've talked about, all those big moments, all the adversity we went through, all the victories we had. How did that shape you?
Oh man.
Man, I guess you don't know it at that age, but all that stuff you go through, the adversity, the toughness, you get knocked down, you get up, when you get older, life's awesome, but there's times in life will kick you in the teeth, and you just kind of pull back to those days that were tough and they were hard, and you just keep fighting and you keep grinding, man. It's just, you learn so much when you're in the trenches with guys like that.
That's said well. That's good stuff. I can still see number 99 with that shoulder brace, right, and that big cage, that face mask you wore.
God bless Ross Langston. He allowed me to play my senior year with that brace.
Yeah. That's good stuff, JK. All right, Joel.
The biggest thing before we leave that topic is when you talk about the things you learn from football that carry over into life. And Jonathan's right. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that kids, as they go through it, probably don't recognize the value of those things. But just learning things about how you're going to get knocked down in life. Yeah. It's going to happen, and how to get back up from that, how to compete, how to go earn things. Those are things that you just really can't teach but through going through the adversity that you face.
It's so true. And it's so cool right this moment right here because we went through all those things together.
That's right.
Wearing that same orange helmet with that blue G.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
Which I love. All right. So last question. What do y'all want to say? Well, I'll start with you first, Joel.
All right.
What do you want to say to Coach Pinnock and his staff as just being such a legacy proud alumni that's really left such a good mark on the program?
Just for them to know how important it is to their town and to their community. You know, it's one of those things where a lot of times when they're in that bubble and they're practicing at the high school on Tuesday afternoon, it may feel like it's just them. But there are so many eyes, not just in the city of Gulfport, but I still get phone calls. You still get phone calls. You get phone calls from people that we play with, people that keep up with the program, of how important Gulfport football is to the people that have followed it, have participated in it, and to make sure that they're carrying on that legacy. I heard a guy, one of the ones that was up here earlier, talk about make sure that you recognize that you're living in that moment and that you leave it out on the field. And, man, I couldn't echo that more, but that's one of the most important things to do is make sure that you leave everything you have out there because you never get that moment back.
Awesome, especially for those seniors going out. I mean, those guys, some of those guys might not lace it up again. So go lay it on the line for your brothers, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I think this team can be special. So just keep grinding, keep that chip on your shoulder, and go deal with Harris Central tomorrow night and send Milner out in the right way.
That's right.
Gentlemen, thank y'all for coming on. It's been a pleasure. It's been really cool for me.
Yeah.
2 former teammates, 2 great teammates, and 2 great friends.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be back in just a few minutes with our closing comments from Coach Pinnock and getting ready for our last regular season game at the Big House. The last regular season at the Big House.
Go Admirals.
Y'all stay with us, Admiral Nation. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach's Corner viewers. We'd like to give you a quick shout out to Exceed Physical Therapy, now serving in locations across Mississippi. Whether you're rehabbing from game day injuries, bouncing back from surgery, or just looking to boost strength, mobility, or balance, Exceed has got your back. And every other joint too. From vertigo and spinal rehab to sports-specific training, pelvic health, manual therapy, dry needling, and even TRX suspension training. They deliver more than expected. Their expert therapists craft a personalized recovery plan that gets you back in the game faster, stronger, and smarter. With 2 locations right here in Gulfport, one in Biloxi and one in Long Beach, Exceed's team of movement specialists is ready to help the Mississippi Gulf Coast exceed their recovery goals. So don't just recover, exceed. Visit exceedtherapy.com and find your nearest clinic. That's exceedtherapy.com. Get back in the game, keep competing, and let Exceed help you bounce back better than ever. Thank you, Exceed Physical Therapy, for supporting the Gulfport High Admiral football team.
I moved to Gulfport High School my 10th grade year. I was at another high school freshman year. 10th grade year I was virtual, so I hadn't stepped foot on the campus at all. The teachers, they didn't really even know who I was, but they were very helpful and accommodating anything. It was a hard time for everyone, so they were very helpful. 11th grade year when I finally moved on campus, it was great. Everyone was very supportive of the things I wanted to do. They have a place for everyone to belong, whatever you want to do in life, and it's really great.
You can follow WGTV Broadcasting on Facebook for links to live stream events and episodes of Admiral Ocean, the school's weekly news program. This is our 7th season and is shaping up to be the best season we've had yet. Coming up on this week's show, we have a recap of the first intercession of the school year. We catch up on what band and theater are currently up to, and we also have a look at how AI is impacting the classroom. And as always, we have the news headlines and an update on Admiral Sports. That's all coming up on episode 6 of Admiral Ocean Season 7. Catch our episodes as soon as they drop Friday mornings on Facebook and our YouTube channel.
Welcome back, Admiral Nation. We got Coach Pinnock back on the set. Coach, after hearing all the alumni legends, all their stories, we had many players across several different generations. What does it mean to you to see the depth and just the health of the Gulfport tradition?
Well, I mean, at first, I'm glad you found your way back. You went pretty far down memory lane back there, man, to get yourself back here.
I enjoyed that.
No, It's special to see. It really is, and it gives you a sense of, that while what we're doing, it's a part of something special, something that lasts a really long time, something that can last a lifetime, so to speak, And, you had guys that's played 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago here, and to understand how the way they talk with it and passion. You go back and you look through the history books, and, man, there's just been a lot of winning here at Gulfport. And just obviously you want to continue to get more and to get that ultimate gold ball and all that stuff. And so, just to see how important these stories are and these different things and what the G means to people is it's kind of a humbling experience, really, to get a chance to be a part of it and kind of direct that ship right now.
Sure. It was a really cool segment. I enjoyed that. All right, so, Coach, we've won a region title.
Yep.
Right? You brought the program a long way. But not only that, you're going to lead a team onto the last team onto Milner Stadium that will ever play in that stadium. What does that mean to you?
It's a little bit. It's a big picture thing, right? And it comes with a sense of responsibility. And, because that whatever that last team is that plays at that stadium is going to be remembered in one way. And what you would love it to be is to be remembered and accomplishing something special, and kind of doing it that way. And so, we're really taking that on ourselves too. But, obviously using it as strength for us and a responsibility of sorts, But it's a really neat thing. It's a humbling experience for us and for myself, and to kind of make you centered in what exactly you're doing this for.
Yeah. And I'm sure your pregame message will probably cater into the fact of having your guys just understand the importance of wearing that G on the side of their helmet and all the alumni that came before them.
That's right. We're going to show clips of this tomorrow to our team, and just to see the importance of what those guys, come before them, and what they don't see now, because I think what they were talking about it earlier was, you don't realize what you're in when you're in it until after it's gone. And so, I think to have the realization, to have the maturity to see what exactly is happening with you now, and these are moments you're going to cherish 20 years from now, and the guys and the brothers that you're playing with and going through all that with is it's a really special thing. And that's what's one thing that's super awesome about football and just the experiences. It can be different guys completely from all different backgrounds can come together for one goal. And so really excited, excited about all that stuff for us. And I'm, that's going to be kind of a driving force for some of us in our game tomorrow.
Yeah, I had a very famous coach in college that said a football locker room can solve a lot of the world's problems. It's a brotherhood that you can't explain.
Man, that's the part of it, man. Football is hard. It is hard to do, and you got to want to do it. And it comes from all different backgrounds: big kids, small kids, little kids, fat kids. That kind. It's all kind of fast kids, slow kids. The whole thing. It's all kinds of different abilities that bring people together.
Yep. Well, Coach, what do you want this community to remember about this stadium and the memories that were made there?
Just how special it is that most high schools did not take it for granted, right? And most high schools do not have what we have right here. There's a reason they say historic Milner Stadium, because it is historic. There's been a lot of great things that we can do. Our own North-South, our MAC, our Mississippi Association of Coaches, could play our state All-Star game anywhere. They choose to do it at Milner. And, a lot of that's because of the pageantry of the stadium and the history and all the size and everything else of it. And the excitement that is created there when great teams play and there's phenomenal crowds and support and all that, it kind of brings the city of Gulfport together. And so really excited about our last opportunity to get a chance to play in the stadium and all that. And so I want the Gulfport faithful to be proud of what we have there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, speaking from a former alumni, a former football player, I really appreciate the sensitivity that you and your staff has shown, right, to Milner, making it a big deal.
Right.
This is really cool. And, look, with that being said, I think that the new stadium on campus, man, it's going to open doors that we never knew existed. It's going to be a great deal.
Yeah, I think, as we continue to go and you see how the world goes, and you're always ever evolving. right? And sometimes there comes a time for something to end, right, and to bring in something new. And so I think that's kind of where we are now, getting a chance to show off our amazing campus. We only have a couple of things, and I think football is an awesome part to do that, an aspect and avenue to do that. And, kind of some of the cutting-edge things that the stadium is going to bring and how we're building it and doing all that stuff. And so a major thank you for the school board for that, obviously Superintendent Glenn East,
sure.
and so many people involved with all that stuff, and to make something that Gulfport can be really proud and excited about going into the future.
Yep. So one last question on the Milner theme.
Yep.
When the lights go out for the last time, what will you personally carry forward from Milner into the next era of Gulfport football?
Man, I'm hoping a trip to the state championship.
Good answer.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, hopefully, the biggest thing for us, is carrying away that sense of tradition with the excitement of the future.
Yep.
Right? It's been an awesome thing right now. We're hoping to finish the regular season 8-2 with our first region title since 2019. Our 7th, 8th, and 9th grade went a combined 22-2 this year, and the 2 losses we ultimately ended up beating those teams that beat us again later on the season for those championships. 7th grade won undefeated, 8th grade won the 8th grade championship, and 9th grade won the 9th grade championship. And so while we're really good right now, we're excited about the present, we're really excited about the future, and hoping that this train can finish out the right way and then keep rolling as we get into the new digs.
Yeah, I think everybody's super excited. Some exciting years ahead of us here at the Gulfport High football program.
I think so.
So, folks, tomorrow night, the last Milner Stadium regular season home game. Harrison Central tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the Big House. Milner last regular season game. Coach,
last regular season game.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Admiral Nation. We'll see you again next week. Look, next week's a very special edition. It's playoff time.
Playoff time, man. 1-0.
So we will have a special playoff edition of Coach's Corner right here next week. Y'all be sure to join us and make sure to get out there tomorrow night. Thank you, Admiral Nation.
At this time, we'd like to thank all of the support provided for the Coach's Corner each week. Again, thank you to our signature sponsor, Woody's Roadside, for hosting us each week. And our other sponsors, Harborview Oral and Facial Surgery Center, Gulfside Periodontics of Gulfport, Revive and Thrive, Savvy Sliders, and Exceed Physical Therapy. Thank you guys for supporting Gulfport High Admiral football.